Thessalonians chapter 5, beginning at verse number 11. Y'all feeling like talking back to the preacher today or no? All right, here it is. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11 says, this is Paul talking, he says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you were doing. I want to stop there, tag a title to this text, and I want to talk from this subject. What a man. What a man. In 1993, the rap duo group. Somebody like 93, I wasn't even born. The rap duo group, listen, learn something. The rap dynamic duo group called Salt and Pepper released a song called What a Man. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. This song was an expression of appreciation for men who were operating honorably and responsibly. One nuance I noticed about this song is that they didn't call him a perfect man. They called him a good man, suggesting that you don't have to be perfect to be good. As a matter of fact, when God created Adam, he engaged in observation of his creation and then did some articulation that is good. Because good was good enough for God. But it seems like we live in a cultural context where there is an obsession with imperfections. There are so many conversations about issues and idiosyncrasies and irresponsible men and arrogant men and absent men that there seems to be a neglect of those men that are striving to be the antithesis of that. I am in no way suggesting that there should not be conversations or attempts to provide accountability to men who are operating in ways that are disruptful and damaging to the family and to the church and to themselves and to their community. I'm not saying some of these things that we do talk about shouldn't be talked about. I'm saying it shouldn't be the only thing to talk about. There are some good men who are ignored, undervalued, and appreciated. And this obsession with imperfection is an expression of pride, which blinds us to the reality of our own flaws, and it eclipses the contributions of men who are doing their best to be their best. Some of us are raising our children. Some of us are securing the bag. Some of us are loving our lives. Some of us are mentoring the next generation. Some of us are serving our country. Some of us are serving our church. Some of us are helping our communities. Some of us are creating businesses. And there are many of us who are doing our best to be our best, and we want to hear a little more salt and pepper in our lives. We want to hear a little more. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. And this is in some sense what the Apostle Paul is encouraging us to do in this text. We get to eavesdrop on the conversation he's having with believers in a place called Thessalonica. It is the first letter he writes to them called First Thessalonians. And he speaks, watch this, he speaks to a Christian community and he says, y'all, encourage one another. Is that what he says? He says, encourage one another. As if to say, this is, that encouragement is an irreplaceable asset that needs to be present in Christian community. He's saying that people can't go to the next level without encouragement. They can't grow to the next level without encouragement. They can't be who God's called them to be without encouragement. And they are dealing with seasons and circumstances and situations that are so discouraging. That encouragement is an act of spiritual warfare. Y'all didn't hear what I just said? I'm going to say that one more time. The enemy is constantly and consistently orchestrating environments that are so discouraging to us that we must combat that by using this spiritual weapon called encouragement. If you want to talk about spiritual warfare, encourage somebody. Spiritual warfare is not just expressed by us talking to God about people, but us talking to people that the devil's talking to and telling them that they're not enough and that they will not make it and that they cannot make it. But I told you a little while ago, the devil is a liar. Yeah, that doesn't mean, you remember, that doesn't mean he just doesn't kill. Tongue that rises against you in judgment, God said, I'll condemn. You don't have to shut it down. I'll shut it down myself. We need encouragement. He says, encourage one another and build each other up. Encouragement builds people up. We need more than information. We need encouragement. Sometimes I know what to do. I'm just too discouraged to do it. Let me go to this side over here. I said sometimes we know what to do. I know I need to pray, but I'm too discouraged to pray. So I don't need you to teach me, push me. I feel that right there. Somebody open your mouth and say push. You need to warn all your friends that if you don't want to be pushed, delete my number. If you don't want to be pushed, don't call me. If you don't want to be pushed, leave me alone. Because I'm going to push you into everything that God's got for you. And if you don't want to push me back, leave me alone. Because in this season of my life, I'm tired of doing all the pushing. I've been pushing my whole life. I'm looking for somebody that's going to push me. Let me just speak this over somebody's life. I believe God's getting ready to send you some pushers. I don't know who this is for, but you've been sowing pushing. And it's time for you to start reaping it. Sowing and reaping is a spiritual law. And you can't sow it and not reap it. As long as the earth remains, it's seed, time, and harvest. It's about time for a harvest. We need encouragement. So when Paul makes this statement, he's speaking inclusively. He's talking about everyone, not exclusively. He's speaking inclusively. The old need encouragement, the young need encouragement, the rich need encouragement, the poor need encouragement, the sick need encouragement, the healed need encouragement. He's saying everybody needs encouragement. So he's talking inclusively. And so because he's talking inclusively, that means it's okay if I take the liberty on today, Father's Day, to speak specifically. I'm not speaking exclusively, but I'm speaking specifically on this day. Come on. Men need to be encouraged. Am I making sense? And so I started thinking, what is it that we can encourage me? Then I got a revelation that caused a revelation in my approach. I said, in order to do this, I'm not going to do this like Paul. I'm going to do this like Jesus. I said, in this series, I don't want to just preach about Jesus. I want to preach like Jesus. What? No, I don't want to just preach about Jesus. I want to preach like Jesus. But there's how to do this. Well, one of the methods that Jesus used in his teaching is something called parabolic preaching. Parables. Parabolic. It means that Jesus would take fictitious stories. I said this in Bible, not too long ago, and people almost passed out. You mean them stories weren't real? No, he said they weren't real. You mean them stories? You mean the prodigals? No, Jesus just, it's a fictitious story. To make a real point. See, some of y'all messed up right now. You're like, wait a minute. It's a fictitious story. It's Jesus just telling a story to make a point. And that's a pattern he used in his preaching. He would take something that you could understand, and he used it to help you understand something you couldn't understand. He would take something natural and use it to help you understand something spiritual. He would take something cultural, popular in culture. He would take something cultural and help you understand something about the kingdom. You see it all in the gospel. The kingdom of heaven is like. The kingdom of God is like. The kingdom of heaven is like. The kingdom of God is like. And he's using natural things to help them understand spiritual things. So this became my inspiration for the creation of this series called Marvel Me. I say, because these characters, really? I know some of y'all need to know that Spider-Man not real, and what? Batman's not real. Wait a minute. I want to use some Marvel men, can I do that, as a teaching tool to help us understand some things about a man. Because there's some Marvel men that reveal something about made men. And that is what I want to explore in our time together. Because there are three specific Marvel men that reveal the type of man you may be, or the type of man, sisters, you may be dealing with. I need to explain this because you can't manage what you don't understand. Right? Come on now. So in order for me to manage me, I got to understand me. Right? And I know we don't talk about this. This is not culturally popular, but it is a scriptural reality. we talk about how complex and confusing women are. See, I'm losing the room. We talk about how moody, we talk about how moody women are. We talk about, y'all not ready for this one, how needy women are. But if we're going to be intellectually honest, men are just, come on, brothers, don't. Let's just keep it real. You moody too. You be confusing too. First you're hungry, then you're not hungry. One day you all over her, the next day you don't want to be bothered. We're complex too, because we all deal with the reality of duality. When you become Superman, you don't cease to be Clark Kent. Yeah, it's the reality of you.
Thank y'all for liking, sharing, and commenting. They about to come in here and finish the haircut. Share, share, share.
In all of us. So I gotta know how to, so managing me means knowing how to manage her. Am I making sense? Yeah. And watch this. And sister, we want you to love. I said, I want you to love them. We're not talking about being enabling or excusing dysfunctional behavior. We're not talking about accepting something.
How you doing, young man?
I'm doing good.
Sorry about your way.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. What did she do you right in there?
Yeah, she took care of it.
She took care of you.
And I want to feel like I'm loved.
Are we doing the same thing?
Yes, ma'am. Heard you saw Raheem last weekend.
Huh?
Heard you saw Raheem last weekend.
Real loud. Just to say, I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh,
Real loud.
yeah. Sorry. I kind of thought of a R&B scene when you said that Raheem. Yeah, I did. He did. Yeah, I was so excited.
Yeah, we saw him last week. He was like, yeah, I went to Tasha got my haircut and started laughing.
Yes. He was like, oh, I've been waiting to come in here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It was fun to get to see him and Eleanor and Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
The first type of man that's in this room watching this, that's a model man. I'm going to talk about he's incredible. This local is in this room watching this. His name is Bruce Banner. It's the reality of duality. Right? So when he gets
Thank you so much.
Life is not a spectator sport. It's a full contact event, and you're in the ring whether you like it or not. The question is, are you going to be the champion, or are you going to be the punching bag? Every morning when that alarm clock rings, you've got a choice to make. You can hit snooze and drift back to dreamland, or you can jump out of bed ready to take on the world. That choice, my friends, is what separates the winners from the wannabe. Now, I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you. Success isn't easy. But here's the secret. It's simple, not easy to be simple. It's about getting up and grinding from failure to red hot. Success doesn't care about you. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're stressed, or if you had a bad day yesterday. Success only cares about one thing. Are you willing to do your best? Let's talk about that a little. got this big rough block of marble in front of you. Now, you can look at that block and see how much hard work it is. Or, you can look at that block and see the masterpiece waiting for you to do. That's what the grind is all about. It's about chipping away day after day at that block until your masterpiece emerges. But here's the thing. That masterpiece doesn't reveal itself overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, and yes, it takes grinding. But every chip, every small piece you remove brings you one step closer to your goal. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but I don't know what my masterpiece looks like. And that's okay. Part of the journey is figuring that out. If you can't figure it out sitting on your couch, remote in hand, watching life pass you by, you've got to get up. You've got to get moving. You've got to start grinding. Think about a car engine. When it's cold, it doesn't run smoothly. It needs to warm up. Your life, your career, your success, they're the same way. You can't expect to go from 0 to 60 in an instant. You've got to warm up. You've got to get those gears turning. And that's what the grind is all about. It's about building momentum. It's about creating habits that propel you forward. It's about doing the work day in and day out. That moves you closer to your goals. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There will be days when you don't feel like getting out of bed. There will be days when the grind feels like it's grinding you down. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that are separate and successful from the average. Because success isn't about what you do when you feel good. It's about what you do when you don't feel like doing anything at all. It's about pushing through the resistance, breaking through the barriers, and coming out stronger on the other side. You see, life doesn't get easier. You get stronger, and you get stronger through the grind. Think about a bodybuilder. They don't get stronger by lifting the same weight every day. They get stronger by progressively increasing the resistance, by pushing themselves beyond their comfort zone. Your life, your success works the same way. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every day you choose to get up and grind. That's adding weight to your bar. That's making you stronger, more resilient, more capable of achieving your dreams. But here's the catch. Nobody can do it for you. You can have the best coach in the world, the best equipment, the best opportunities. But if you're not willing to put in the work, it won't matter. Success is not about what you have. It's about what you do with what you have. It's about maximizing your potential, squeezing every ounce of possibility out of your life. And that's where the grind comes in. The grind is what turns potential into reality. It's what transforms dreams into achievements. It's what makes the difference between I wish I could and I did. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about where you are right now in your life. Are you where you want to be? Are you living the life you've always dreamed of? If not, why not? Is it because you don't have the opportunities? Is it because you don't have the resources? Or is it because you haven't been willing to put in the work? I'll let you in on a little secret. Successful people don't have fewer problems than unsuccessful people. They have the same problems, sometimes even bigger ones. The difference is in how they approach those problems. Unsuccessful people see a problem and they say, why me? Successful people see a problem and they say, challenge accepted. They see it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become stronger. That's the mindset you need to cultivate. That's the attitude that will fuel your grind. Because when you see every challenge as an opportunity, suddenly the world becomes full of possibilities. But here's the thing. That mindset doesn't develop overnight. It's not something you can buy off a shelf or download from the internet. It's something you have to build day by day through consistent effort and dedication. And that's what the grind is all about. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work even when no one is watching. It's about pushing yourself even when it would be easier to quit. Because success isn't about what you do occasionally. It's about what you do consistently. It's about the habits you form, the disciplines you develop, the person you become through your daily actions. Think about it this way. If you improve just one every day, in a year you'll be 365 better. That's the power of consistency. That's the power of the grind. But here's the catch. That one improvement doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. You're designed. You have to decide every single day that you're going to get better, that you're going to learn something new. And yeah, some days will be harder than others. Some days you'll feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But that's okay, because even on those days, you're still moving forward. You're still grinding. You're still growing. Remember, the path to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, ups and downs.
I heard.
But every
Yeah, you just
step
got
of
me a little
that
bit.
is
No worries.
valuable.
Huh?
It grazed the side of my
face,
nose.
every
You're good.
setback you overcome, every small victory you achieve, they're all part of your success story. So embrace the grind. Embrace the journey. Because it's not just about reaching your destination. It's about who you become along the way. Now, I want you to think about your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? What's that big dream that keeps you up at night? Whatever it is, I want you to know something. It's possible. It's within your reach. But it's not going to come to you. You've got to go get it. And that means getting up every day with purpose. It means tackling your to-do list with enthusiasm. It means seeing every task, no matter how small, as an opportunity to move closer to your goals. Because success is not about doing one big thing right. It's about doing 1,000 little things right, day after day. It's about mastering the basics, perfecting your craft, and always striving to be better than you were yesterday. That's the essence of the grind. It's not glamorous, it's not always fun, but it's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishers from the achievers. So how do you embrace the grind? How do you make it a part of your daily life? Well, it starts with your mindset. You've got to see the value in the work. You've got to understand that every effort, every action is bringing you closer to your goals. It's like planting a garden. When you first put those seeds in the ground, you don't see any results. And for days, maybe even weeks, it might seem like nothing's happening. But under the surface, those seeds are germinating. They're growing roots. They're preparing to break through the soil. Your success works the same way. Every day that you show up, every task that you complete, every challenge that you overcome, you're planting seeds. You're building a foundation for your future success. But here's the key. You've got to keep watering those seeds. You've got to keep tending to that garden. You can't plant the seeds one day and then ignore them for a week and expect them to grow. Success requires consistent effort, consistent focus, consistent grinding. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I don't see results right away? What if it feels like I'm spinning my wheels? And to that I say, keep spinning. Because even when it feels like you're not making progress, you are. You're building habits. You're developing skills. You're becoming the person who's capable of achieving your dreams. Think about it like this. Have you ever tried to push a car? When you first start pushing, it feels impossible. The car doesn't budge. But if you keep pushing, eventually you'll feel it start to move. At first, it's just a tiny bit. But as you keep pushing, it gets easier. The car starts to roll faster. Your success works the same way. At first, it might feel like you're pushing against an immovable object. But if you keep pushing, keep grinding, eventually you'll build momentum. And once you have momentum, there's no stopping you. But here's the thing. You can't wait for motivation to strike. You can't wait until you feel like it. Because let me tell you something. Successful people don't always feel like doing the work. They do the work whether they feel like it or not. That's the power of discipline. That's the power of commitment. That's the power of the grind. You see, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline is reliable. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when your alarm goes off, even when you'd rather sleep in. Discipline is what keeps you working on your goals, even when you'd rather watch TV. Discipline is what makes the difference between who you are and who you want to be. And the beautiful thing about discipline is that it gets easier with practice. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do you build that discipline? How do you make the grind a part of your daily life? It starts with small steps. It starts with making promises to yourself and keeping them. It starts with doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Wake up a little earlier each day. Read for 30 minutes before bed. Exercise for 20 minutes in the morning. These might seem like small things, but they add up. They create momentum. They build habits. And habits, my friends, are the building blocks of success. But here's the key. You've got to be consistent. You can't grind hard for a week and then take a month off. You can't be disciplined some days and lazy others. Success requires consistency. It requires showing up day after day and putting in the work. And yes, there will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when the couch looks more inviting than your workspace. There will be days when you question whether it's all worth it. And those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that separate the successful from the average. Because success isn't about what you do when you feel motivated. It's about what you do when you don't feel like doing anything at all. It's about pushing through the resistance, breaking through the barriers, and coming out stronger on the other side. Remember, every successful person you admire, every hero you look up to, they all had to grind. They all had to put in the work. They all had to face challenges and overcome obstacles. And if they can do it, so can you. But it starts with a decision. It starts with a commitment. It starts with you deciding right here and right now that you're going to get up and grind. That you're going to pursue your goals with everything you've got. That you're going to become the person you were meant to be. Because here's the truth, Eve. The world doesn't owe you anything. Success isn't going to fall into your lap. You've got to go out there and earn it. You've got to work for it. You've got to grind for it. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, there will be times when you want to give up. But I want you to remember something. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So which will it be? Will you choose the temporary discomfort of discipline or the lasting pain of regret? Will you choose to get up and grind, or will you choose to stay in your comfort zone and watch your dreams slip away? The choice is yours. But I hope you'll choose to grind. I hope you'll choose to push yourself. I hope you'll choose to become the best version of yourself. Because when you do, amazing things happen. When you commit to the grind, when you embrace the journey, you don't just achieve your goals, you become someone capable of achieving even bigger goals. You don't just change your circumstances, you change yourself. And that, my friends, is the real power of the grind. It's not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. It's about developing the strength, the resilience, the character that will serve you for the rest of your life. So I challenge you, get up and grind. Not just today, not just when you feel like it, but every single day. Make it a habit. Make it a lifestyle. Because when you do, there's no limit to what you can achieve. When you commit to the grind, you're not just working towards your goals. You're working towards becoming the person capable of achieving those goals and more. Remember, success is not a destination. It's a journey. And that journey is paved with early mornings, late nights, and a whole lot of grind in between. But it's worth it. It's worth every ounce of effort, every drop of sweat, every moment of doubt that you push through. Because on the other side of that grind is everything you've ever wanted. On the other side of that grind is the life you've always dreamed of. On the other side of that grind is the person you were always meant to be. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. The place is here. The person is you. Get up. Your future self is watching you right now through your memories. And that future self has a message for you. Thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for pushing through when it was hard. Thank you for grinding when you didn't feel like it. Because of you, because of your effort, because of your grind, I am living the life we always dreamed of. So make that future self proud. Make yourself proud. Get up and grind. Remember, success is not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about constant improvement, constant growth, constant grinding. And yes, there will be setbacks. Yes, there will be failures. But those aren't stop signs. They're learning opportunities. They're chances to grow stronger, to become more resilient, to refine your approach. Think about a diamond. Do you know how a diamond is formed? It's formed under intense pressure over a long period of time. Your success is no different. The pressure you feel, the challenges you face, the grind you endure, that's what's forming you into the diamond you're meant to be. So embrace the pressure, embrace the challenges, embrace the grind, because that's what's going to make you shine. And remember, the grind isn't just about work. It's about every aspect of your life. It's about your relationships, your health, your personal growth. It's about becoming the best version of yourself in every way possible. So grind in your career, yes. But also grind in your personal development. Read books that challenge your thinking. Learn new skills that push you out of your comfort zone. Cultivate relationships that inspire you to be better. Grind in your health. Eat foods that nourish your body. Exercise in ways that make you stronger. Get the rest you need to perform at your best. Grind in your mind. Challenge your assumptions. Question your beliefs. Expand your horizons. Because success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you become. And who you become is determined by what you do day in and day out. So I ask you again, are you willing to get up and grind? Are you willing to put in the work day after day to become the person you were meant to be? Are you willing to push through the tough times, to overcome the obstacles, to defy the odds? If your answer is yes, then congratulations. You've just taken the first step towards extraordinary success. You've made the decision that separates the achievers from the dreamers, the doers from the talkers. But remember, a decision without action is just a wish. So don't just decide to grind and do it. Start today. Start today by setting clear goals for yourself. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to be in a year? In 5 years, in 10 years? Write it down. Make it concrete. Make it real. Then break those big goals down into smaller, actionable steps. What can you do today, this week, this month to move closer to those goals? Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step, and then take another, and another. And as you're taking those steps, as you're grinding day in and day out, remember this. Consistency is key. It's not about making huge leaps forward every day. It's about making small, consistent progress over time. Think about water dripping on rock. One drop won't do much, 100 drops won't do much. But over time, with consistent dripping, that water can carve through solid rock. Your effort, your grind works the same way. Each day might not seem like much, but over time, that consistent effort can move mountains. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, what if I fail? What if I put in all this effort and it doesn't work out? And to that, I say, so what if we fail? Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed. Probably many times. But you know what they didn't do? They didn't quit. They got up, dusted themselves off, learned from their mistakes, and kept grinding. Because they understood something crucial. Failure is an event, not a person. Just because you fail at something doesn't make you a failure. It makes you different. It makes you someone who's trying, who's pushing, who's grinding. So don't fear failure. Embrace it, learn from it, use it as fuel in your grind. Because every failure, every setback, every obstacle is just another opportunity to prove how badly you want it. And let me tell you something. The world steps aside for the person who knows where they're going. When you're clear about your goals, when you're committed to your grind, especially when you're pursuing success, amazing things happen. Opportunities. Doors open, people notice. But it all starts with you. It all starts with your decision to get up and grind, to push through the tough times, to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Remember, successful people don't do what's easy, they do what's necessary. They do what others aren't willing to do. They embrace the grind when others shy away from it. So I ask you, where are you willing to do that others aren't? What sacrifices are you willing to make? What comfort zone are you willing to step out of? Because here's the truth. Your dream life exists outside your comfort zone. Your extraordinary success lies on the other side of your ordinary efforts. It's waiting for you, but you've got to be willing to go get it. You've got to be willing to grind for it. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, there will be days when you want to give up. But I want you to remember something. On the other side of your maximum effort is everything you've ever wanted. So push yourself, challenge yourself. Grind harder than you've ever ground before, because the harder you work, the luckier you get. And here's another thing to remember. You're not just grinding for yourself. You're grinding for everyone who believes in you. You're grinding for everyone who's counting on you. You're grinding to set an example for those who look up to you. Think about that for a moment. Your grind, your effort, your success, it has the power to inspire others. It has the power to show people what's possible when you're willing to put in the work. It has the power to change lives. So when you feel like giving up, when the grind feels too hard, remember that. Remember that your effort, your perseverance, your success can be a beacon of hope for others. It can show them what's possible. It can inspire them to get up and grind too. And that's a beautiful thing. Because when you elevate yourself, you elevate those around you. When you push yourself to be better, you inspire others to do the same. When you grind, you create a ripple effect that can change the world. So embrace the grind. Embrace the journey. Embrace the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Because that's what success is really about. It's not about the money, the fame, the recognition, although those things might. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's about waking up every day, looking in the mirror, and being proud of the person looking back at you. It's about knowing that you gave it your all, that you pushed yourself to your limits, that you didn't settle for mediocrity. Average. Anyone can be average, but you weren't born to be average. You were born to be extraordinary. You were born to make a difference.
You got no short enough, young man?
So I challenge you.
So.
Don't settle for less than you're capable of. Don't accept excuses from yourself.
I think that's
Don't let fear hold you back. Get up and grind. Grind for your dreams. Grind for your goals. Grind for the person you know you can be. And remember, the grind isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about who you become in the process. It's about developing the strength, the resilience, the character that will serve you for the rest of your life. So embrace the struggle. Embrace the challenges. Embrace the hard times. Because those are the times that are shaping you, molding you, forging you into the person you're meant to be. Think about a sword. Do you know how a sword is made? It's heated in the fire, beaten with a hammer, and then plunged into cold water. This process is repeated over and over again. And each time, the sword becomes stronger, sharper, more resilient. Your life, your journey to success, works the same way. The challenges you face, the obstacles you overcome, the grinds you endure, that's what's forging you into the person you're meant to be. That's what's making you stronger, sharper, more resilient. So don't shy away from the fire. Don't run from the hammer. Don't fear the cold water. Embrace it all. Because on the other side of that process is a version of you that's capable of achieving things you never thought possible. And remember, the grind isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about constantly learning, constantly improving, constantly seeking ways to be more efficient, more effective, more impactful. Read books, listen to podcasts, Seek out mentors. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better, because the quality of your life is directly related to the quality of the people you surround yourself with. And as you're grinding, as you're pushing yourself, as you're working towards your goals, don't forget to celebrate your progress. Too often, we're so focused on where we want to go that we forget to appreciate how far we've come. So take time to acknowledge your wins, no matter how small they might seem, because those small wins add up. They build momentum. They fuel your motivation to keep grinding. And speaking of motivation, remember this. Motivation is like bathing. It doesn't last, so you've got to do it daily. You've got to find ways to stay inspired, to stay focused, to stay committed to your grind. Maybe it's reading inspirational quotes. Maybe it's watching motivational videos. Maybe it's reflecting on your why. The reason you're doing all this in the first place. Whatever it is, make it a part of your daily routine. Make it as essential as brushing your teeth or taking a shower. Because here's the truth. The grind isn't always going to be easy. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. There will be days when you question whether it's all worth it. And those are the days when you need your motivation the most. So fuel your motivation every day. Remind yourself why you started. Visualize where you want to go, and then get back to grinding. Because the grind, my friends, is where the magic happens. It's where dreams become reality. It's where average becomes extraordinary. It's where you become the person you were always meant to be. So I ask you one last time, are you ready to get up and grind? Are you ready to push yourself beyond your limits? Are you ready to become the best version of yourself? If your answer is yes, then the time is now. The place is here. The person is you. So get up, get moving, get grinding. Your extraordinary life is waiting for you. Remember, success is not a destination. It's a journey. And that journey starts with a single step. It starts with a decision to get up and grind. So make that decision. Take that step. Start that journey. Because on the other side of your grind is everything you've ever wanted. And years from now, when you look back on this moment, you'll be glad you made the decision to get up and grind. You'll be proud of the person you've become. You'll be amazed at what you've accomplished. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't make excuses. Get up and grind. Your future self will thank you for it. Remember, the only limits that exist are the ones in your mind. So break through those limits. Push past your boundaries. Grind harder than you've ever ground before. Because when you do, amazing things happen. When you commit to the grind, when you embrace the journey, you don't just achieve your goals. You become someone capable of achieving even bigger goals. So go out there and make it happen. Go out there and show the world what you're made of. Go out there and grind your way to success. Because you've got what it takes. You've got the potential. You've got the power. All you need now is the grind. So get up and grind. Your extraordinary life is waiting for you. It's too short to settle for average. Too precious to waste on mediocrity. Too valuable to squander on the ordinary. You see, average is the enemy of greatness. It's the thief that robs you of your potential. The silent killer of dreams. And today we're going to declare war on average. Now, let me ask you something. When you were a child, did you dream of being average? Did you look up at the stars and think, gee, I hope I grow up to be just like everyone else? Of course not. You dreamed of being extraordinary, of doing amazing things, of leaving your mark on the world. So what happened? When did we start accepting average as good enough? When did we trade in our dreams for a comfortable mediocrity? I'll tell you what happened. Life happened. Responsibilities piled up. Bills came due. And slowly, insidiously, we started to believe that maybe our dreams were too big. that maybe we should just be grateful for what we have and not rock the boat. But let me tell you something, friends. That's a lie. A big fat lie that society feeds us to keep us docile and content with our lot in life. And it's time we stop swallowing it. You were born for greatness. You were created with unlimited potential. And it's high time you started living up to it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm just an ordinary person. I don't have any special talents or abilities. Well, let me tell you something. Neither did most of the extraordinary people who have changed the world. Thomas Edison wasn't born knowing how to invent the light bulb. He failed thousands of times before he succeeded. But he didn't settle for average. He kept pushing, kept trying, kept believing in his vision. Mother Teresa wasn't born a saint. She was just a simple nun who decided to dedicate her life to helping others. But she didn't settle for average. She pushed herself to serve in ways that most people couldn't even imagine. These people weren't superhuman. They weren't blessed with extraordinary talents or abilities. What set them apart was their refusal to settle for average. Their determination to push beyond their limits and strive for greatness. And that's what I'm challenging you to do today. To stop settling for average. To start pushing yourself
Looks
beyond
good as
your
always.
potential. To start living up to your true potential.
That front cowlick just has a mind
Now,
of its
I know
own.
it's not easy.
You know it. You know it, and I know it too. So, yup. We gonna let it do what it feel like doing when it feel like doing it.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Let me tell you.
Thank you so much. Let me grab this real
Satisfaction
quick.
of knowing you're living life of choice,
Real fast.
of knowing you're making a difference, of knowing you're becoming the best version